My name's Terry Rowe. I'm a Chandler City Councilman, and welcome to a Chandler in Focus. And I'm here with two great guests, and we're going to talk about a charity today that helps homeless students and families in transition and victims of domestic violence. So I want to introduce George Macedon. He is the Executive Director of Fans Across America, located right here in Chandler. And Jacob Bello. And Jacob Bello has, he's currently enrolled at Chandler Gilbert Community College, and he works for, what's the name of the business?
Kona Grill.
Kona Grill.
Kona Grill.
And he's had some unique experiences interacting and working with and benefiting from Fans Across America. Absolutely. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, good. So we're going to have some questions. We're going to share with our viewers a little bit about Fans Across America and your story. So, Fans Across America is a charity that's located here in Chandler. What you all do, George, is important to me. And it should be important to the folks that live here in Chandler and don't even really know what's happening there. And so, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Fans Across America and how it was founded and how it works.
Okay, well, thank you, and thank you for inviting us here today. Fans Across America, it was formed in 2006, and as we were building the original business model and through the recessionary times, we had some setbacks, and into 2009, early 2010, as we were starting to take another look at the direction, we started becoming aware of the homeless student problem here in Chandler and learning more about who the homeless students were. And through a newspaper article in the Chandler Republic, there was a pretty extensive article about what student homelessness is and referred to a young man who was at Hamilton High School and the number of students that were classified as homeless. That then they were published about 450. We found out later it was about 550. We pledged our support to working with these students and then the families in transition. And then as the program evolved, we started learning more about the domestic violence side because we saw a lot of the families that we were working with were victims of domestic violence. And that's kind of how it's all evolved. They started in a mini storage, collecting items and distributing out to throughout the school district. And it has evolved into, right now we have about 7,500 square feet of distribution and warehouse space located in here in Chandler on Ray Road by Arizona Avenue and Ray. So that's pretty much what we do, is working with this group of folks. We have recently become a diaper bank for the East Valley. As things were evolving, we started seeing more and more of our clients that were in need of diapers and the need for diapers. And we are also now, we have what's called the Fans Kids Closets, which we have on-site locations at some of the schools in Chandler and some of our other collaborating agencies with emergency needs. And then lastly, we are now working with a group called Streetlight USA with the teen sex trafficking victims and providing their daily living necessities while they're in the safe house. That's what we do.
Okay. That is a lot. That is a bunch. And so we're helping domestic violence victims, and we're helping some homeless people, young people, and adults alike, of course, right? And then so what a great cause, and you're really filling an important niche here in our community. It's something that it was something that was needed, and Fans Across America came along and is filling that need, and that's terrific.
And what we do is we provide the daily living necessities, the items that they need for their daily living, including school supplies, backpacks, things like that.
Okay. So Jacob, we'd like you to introduce yourself and share just a little bit about your background and with our viewers. And how long you've been in Chandler, how you came in contact with Fans Across America.
All right, Terry, so my name's Jacob Bello. I'm currently a student at Chandler Gilbert. I've lived in Chandler, I want to say all my life. I was born in Mesa, but I grew up in Chandler, right here downtown in this area. How I came with fans, the article that Grandpa George mentioned earlier, I was that student in the article. I wasn't identified, it was very confidential. However, it was that article that got me in line with Fans Across America. And ever since then, 6 years, it's been about 6 years now, where they've helped me and I've benefited through school supplies and a couple items here and there, and grants that Fans gives me to pay for my school books. So it's definitely been a great help, and it's helped me to get where I'm at today, and achieving my success in college and my career as well. The guidance that I've received.
Yeah, well, terrific. And when you say Grandpa George, you might be referring to George
Macedon, yes.
Right here.
So I call him Grandpa, not my real grandpa, just kind of Grandpa in the sense of he gave me guidance and teaches me wisdom, and he's my mentor.
Yeah.
And I don't really have a grandfather, so he kind of filled that void for me, and I view him as such.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's it's a great story, and there are many great stories like that.
Absolutely.
That I'm sure that and a lot of broken hearts that are healed, and people given a second chance and sometimes a third. I'm sure, and you're out there to try and help people, and right here in Chandler. Some of the various groups that you serve, because people don't just walk into Fans Across
Correct.
America. It's a referral situation.
It is,
And so
yes.
Can you talk a little bit about some of the various groups?
The primary referral services are through the Chandler Unified School District, from the homeless liaisons to the counselors, case managers. When they identify a family that fits into the criteria of the homeless category, families in transition, they contact us. It's a pretty easy process, but they either accompany the family to us, or by firm appointment they come as a referral, and we try to fill all their needs, that their immediate needs. If they're transitioning into housing, we try to make sure they have like bedding and towels and pots and pans and the basic clothing and diapers for the kids and school supplies for the kids. The domestic violence side, my sister's place is one of our referring agencies, and as a lady is transitioning from the shelter to transition housing, the same thing. They come to us, and then we make sure that she's well taken care of, and so we also work with fire and police, victim services, and through fire, anything catastrophic, a house burning, we'll have that family to us on a referral basis, probably within 24 hours, to fill their temporary needs while they are in, into an extended stay hotel, wherever they put the family, till they can get them into transition housing. And so that's pretty much how it works. It's all by referrals, and the referral network is pretty vast here.
And so we're going to see a short video clip that some of our staff came over. Remember, we came over, and they're going to show that and give people a little visual look into your facility.
Super. Here at Fans, all the items that you see here are the items of daily need for the families that we serve. Along this wall here, you can see that we have personal hygiene, dental hygiene, household items, baby items. We have the little kids' shoes and everything. We try to keep everything really orderly, so when a family comes in here, a lot of the families that come in, this is the first time they've ever had to reach out. So we want to give them a comforting feeling, and so they can come in, pick what they need for their family members and their kids. On Every item that you see in here has been individually hand inspected. There's no flaws, no stains. The shoes are very, very gently used, and in many cases, new shoes. All of our items on the shelves here are, none of them have ever been opened. They're all brand new. Everything is donated in through our network of individual donors, corporate groups, faith-based organizations, drives that go on. So this pretty much, this side here, this is all the lady side, teens through adults. And then we have the shoes and the handbags and accessories. We also do a lot of professional clothing for the ladies that are going to go back into the job market or need to have nice clothing for job interviews. So we try to take care of them with that. And we do cosmetics. We have 2 drawers full of different types of assorted cosmetics. And this is primarily for our domestic violence victims. Kind of just gives them that, that little one-up and that little self-pride again. We have another cabinet over there that has fragrances, real nice fragrances. We give those out. When we come this way, this is the boys through men's side. And we do the same for the young men and the men too, making sure that they have the proper attire for interviewing or working on the job. Our backpacks fully stocked with the school supplies, and it's broken down by kindergarten, elementary, junior high, high school. Everything's ready to go because we give the school supplies year-round. If there's some instances where a teacher for her classroom needs some items in bulk, we have it here, and we supply that out. So because a lot of teachers, primarily when you're preschool, when you get into your preschool and your kindergarten, all that, first grade, second grade, a lot of teachers have to go out of their pocket for a lot of school supplies, and you get a single mom that's a teacher. Makes it a little difficult, so we help out there too. These are items that we're always in need: dishes, pots, pans, glassware, silverware, all this for the families that are going into transition housing, because when they go into transition housing, they basically just have the clothing on their backs. And so we provide all the necessities other than furnishings. We don't do any home furnishings. We stock sleeping bags, but they're like almost new, and a lot of them are new. But a lot of the families, they don't have a bed, and they need sleeping bags to sleep on. They're sleeping on the floor until they can get furnishings. So we provide that. All the bedding that's in here is we really check it over before it even comes through the door, and we make sure that it's just all clean and perfect. So it's everything's almost like new for the bedding. So we always put out callings for items as we see items that are starting to kind of get low in particular sizing and all that. We put out callings, or we have a monetary drive so we can purchase at the right price. Right now we have a big calling out for diapers because we are a diaper bank also. We have the diapers here, then we have another off-site storage with diapers in it. But this would be like one distribution for a temporary, like this is a size 4 diaper. There's 30 diapers in the pack, and this will go out to the lady for her temporary needs. The need, just here in Chandler, I mean, we look at the social economic side of Chandler and the upper middle class and the greater, and a lot of the families that we see come from those groups. It's just not people that are down and out that are sitting on the streets. You just never know when it's going to happen to you. Domestic violence victim that ends up in a shelter probably came from a nice household. She had everything but a life, and now homeless and has her children with her. A divorce, a loss of a primary income, something catastrophic of an illness, an accident, a house burning down. All of a sudden, these families are without, and that's why we're here, is to take care of these families.
So let's talk about some numbers here. Mm-hmm. When you talk about how many people you serve, it would be difficult to quantify how many people actually benefit, but how many people are you able to serve last year?
Last year, Chandler specific was 541 children and youth, 275 families, and 160 domestic violence victims. And that was just Chandler direct. And then in our reach with other collaborative agencies, it goes into the hundreds there too.
So. Terrific. Mm-hmm. Well, Jacob, you've got a pretty fascinating story, and it, like you said, resulted in a newspaper article, and you probably never at that time had any thought that you might be have the life that you have today.
No, not at all. I didn't think I would.
So, but to your credit, congratulations. You had some great success, and continue to to lead a happy and optimistic life. And it's
Absolutely.
good. So we talked a little bit about Grandpa George,
Yeah.
and tell us how you two met, and what led you to Fans Across America. For our viewers.
Gotcha. So ninth grade, my English teacher asked us to write a biography about our lives, about ourselves, and just kind of who we are, what we do. So I wrote. I just kind of wrote. Didn't really think anything of it. Didn't really, kind of just specified what I did and how my life was during that time. And it was again ninth grade. I was bouncing house to house, living with friends and relatives, and I was kind of trying to find a place to stay just to get through school. So she pulls me after class and asks me what the paper was. What was that? I told her that's who I am. That's my life. And so she says, okay, just that's okay. I didn't think anything of it. I kind of thought I was in trouble a little bit, but I didn't pay a second mind to it. So the next day, I'm in the same class, and a social worker comes in. Her name was Dia Mundell. Beautiful lady, probably the first lady that ever believed in me. And she pulled me aside and asked me a few questions. Again, I thought I was in trouble. I thought maybe I shouldn't have said anything. I shouldn't have wrote anything at all. And I didn't realize that she wanted to help me. That she was there to give me guidance and kind of just help me with the life I was living. So I kind of stayed quiet. I didn't ask for help. I didn't want help. I wasn't sure what was going on. I was kind of nervous and scared and very stubborn. I'll tell you that. I was very stubborn. So the second day she came in again. We speak, we talk. I met up with her after class, and we kind of just spoke, just had daily conversations, and she gave me guidance and asked me if I needed any gift cards, for food items or shoes or clothes. I denied it. I didn't need it, which I did, but at the time I was too prideful to accept anything. So finally, after a few weeks, I just kind of got really comfortable with her, and she became more of a mother figure to me. My mother kind of abandoned me when I was very young. When I was about 13, it does kind of hit home for me. I get a little emotional. She gave me an ultimatum, or I gave her an ultimatum. During that time, she was kind of addicted to heavy drugs. My father was in and out of prison, but was incarcerated for a very long time. And yeah, I gave her an ultimatum. I told her it's either me or it's the drugs and the life that you live. And at that time, all I remember her saying, and it kind of stuck with me, was, "You're old enough to make your own decisions." I was a 13-year-old kid, didn't really know what decisions were. So I packed a little blue duffel bag and I left home. And Dia Mundell became that second mother figure to me. So I confided in her, and I used to chat with her every day after school. And she really helped me through a lot, getting through ninth grade to 10th, going through high school. I wasn't the smartest kid alive, but I knew education was my way out. I knew that if I finish school, if I get a high school diploma, I will succeed somehow. I will have a better job. I will have a better life. I will live in the homes that my friends have, my peers. Because I played sports. I ran track and I played football for Hamilton. So the article that was written was about a sophomore homeless student who played football. And I was that homeless student. It was me. Grandpa George read the article, and him and his wife Dee, who was my grandmother, read the article, and they were about the 12th family that called in and wanted to adopt me. Not really adopt me, but give me a Christmas that year and kind of take me under their wing. But I denied everyone. I told her it's okay. I just kind of want to do this on my own. Again, that's where the pridefulness came in. And I was a youth. I was very young, and I didn't realize that there was people out there who wanted to help and believe in me. So I kind of didn't want to do it. So Dia Mundell begged me to meet George and Dee, and I didn't want to do it at first. So she pulls me out of class, I had no choice at this point, pulls me out of class, sits me in a conference room, and there in front of me was George and Dee, two strangers. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm nervous, I'm shaking, I'm scared, and I'm sure they didn't know what to expect either, because I wasn't identified in the article. And the first thing they say to me, they introduce themselves, and they say they want to help me. And my response to them was, "Why do you want to help me? I don't need help." And not knowing that they read the article and that the article was published, we spoke, we had a few conversations, and they wanted to give me a Christmas that year. I just turned 15 or 16. I just turned 16 that year. I just had a birthday, and they wanted to give me a Christmas. So after that Christmas, after the holiday season went over into January, they said I left a huge impact on their lives, that they wanted to be in my lives forever. You know, from that day forward. And I didn't really trust very many people at the time, so I kind of said, okay, yeah, whatever. 7 years later, here we are.
Wow.
And fans across America.
That is amazing. You know, a lot of people in general who found themselves in a situation where they, you know, were a little bit down on their luck, might not have stayed in school, might not have really or held them to that standard. I'm going to finish school.
Yeah, Terry. I mean, I wasn't a big advocate on school. I just knew that was my way out. Yeah. I knew that if I get my high school diploma, which I am the first in my family to get a high school diploma, and the first to go to college, so I feel like it's a great success. School wasn't. There was many times where I thought school wasn't for me, but I knew that was my way out. I knew that I had to finish it. Yeah. You know, whether it was waking up every morning and dragging me there, or whatever it was, I had to finish school.
And today, you have a full-time job.
I have a full-time job.
You said you're a trainer.
I'm a national trainer. So what I do is I travel across the country, and I opened up Kona Grills, or the Kona Grill Sushi and Teppanyaki. It's kind of like an American fusion restaurant. Yeah. And so I applied for it after 6 months of working there, and I got the position.
Terrific. So, and you attend Chandler Gilbert Community College.
And I attend I'm a full-time student there as well, and full-time worker.
And you got your sights set on a degree and a future.
Yeah.
And,
public administration, communications.
Yeah, terrific.
That's kind of what I want to do.
Wow, that's a great story.
Yeah,
that is a great story. I mean,
it definitely gets in depth. I mean, there's a lot of left out. There was 2 articles that was written about my story and my life, and again, it gets in depth and it gets pretty emotional. But it's a success story. I'm really glad that I went through those phases, because I wouldn't be here today if George and Diamando didn't believe in me. You know, and I think that's the main thing that kind of got me to where I'm at today, was the belief. Yeah. You know, and that's not necessarily the monetary help or, the help with the clothing and stuff. It's more of them believing in me, because there was times where I didn't believe in myself and that I wanted to give up.
Yeah, it's like one of the most important referrals that George and your wife and fans across America have received.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I mean, you've done a lot of great stuff in the community, but certainly what a story. What a story. Mm-hmm. And so let's talk a little bit, George, about do we have homeless students in our schools today?
We do.
We do.
Within the Chandler Unified School District, at any given time, there's in the average around 400. Homeless student is classified by government standards. The McKinney-Ventro Act is not having a primary residence, not having a stable living environment, they call them couch hoppers, going from house to house, couch to couch, living in shelters, cars, but attending school. The Chandler School District is staffed to work with these kids. We're the support system for their basic needs and get them through. And then the families in transition, those are the families who, for whatever reason, are pretty well bottomed out, that have kids in school, and same thing, they're just going from house to house, place to place. State of Arizona, there's somewhere around 30,000 that are classified as homeless students.
That is a shocking
Mm-hmm.
number. That's huge. And 400 here in Chandler. So you can't do it alone, right?
No,
you can't do it alone. But if someone is interested in helping fans across America, what are your greatest needs?
Well, volunteer opportunities. We rely on volunteers. We run a very short staff because our philosophy is everything that comes in, let's try and give it all back to the program. So we rely real heavily on volunteer help.
I've been in your facility, and it's very unassuming. It's you come to the front of your building, and you come inside, but there is aisle after aisle of clothing and sundries, shoes, little tiny shoes up to adult shoes, and purses and all sorts of things, and how do people contribute? How do you get those items?
All the items are donated into us. Again, any donations come in are by appointment for two reasons. One is we can qualify what's going to be coming in. The other is knowing somebody's going to come because of the sensitivity of the clients we might have. So we stay on lockdown, and the items that come in are all donated. How do we get them? We have drives. There's corporate drives, individual drives, churches do drives, word of mouth, referring agencies, and we keep everything, as you saw, everything is orderly and nice. To give the families that come to us, which many of them, this is the first time they've ever had to reach out. They never, some of them never imagined, particularly the domestic violence folks, they never imagined they'd have to reach out. So we want to give them that comfort feel when they come, and just let them know that they are respected. We're there for them, treat them with dignity, and help them to just kind of get back and let them know that somebody believes in them.
Yeah. So now it's pretty out of the ordinary that someone is going to come forward and say that they benefited from Fans Across America, because it's kind of a confidential thing. People are treated with some respect for their privacy. And Jacob, thank you for sharing your story.
Absolutely.
Because it means a lot. It means a lot to a lot to the community. It does. And finance is a little bit of an issue, isn't it? So do you have a way, can they donate online?
Absolutely. They can go to our website, and it's just fansacrossamerica.org, and they can, in the nonprofit sector, I mean, finances are of course the backbone. It's just, and we try to maintain a very low overhead, so the dollars that do come in can go straight to the programs. And but we're always we rely on grants, we rely on corporate support, rely on drives and individual support, and just an outpouring of just good people out there that really keep us going.
Well, nonprofits, organizations like Fans Across America, and some of the referrals that you talked about, they mean a great deal to me. They mean a great deal to our community. These are people that people that are involved in these efforts are people that are giving. They're not being taxed. They are giving of their own free will, being generous, and doing it for the good of the community, for people that are in need. And so I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Is there any final words from you, Jacob? Anything you'd like to share about Fans Across America?
I just think it's a great organization. Any volunteers, anyone helps. I mean, I try to volunteer as much as I can, and once you see it, you'll fall in love with it. And once you meet Grandpa George, you can't help but he'll become your grandpa someday. And he's just a lovable guy, and I really benefited from it. So I truly believe in it, and I love what I do, and I love what I do there and what they do for me, and I think it's a great thing for the community.
Well, George and Jacob, thank you both for taking time out of your schedules to come and be part of our program today. We want to share with Chandler, the people of Chandler, some of the things that are going on and that they might not know about. And so this is a good opportunity to share about a great organization, Fans Across America. So thank you both, and we look forward to talking to you in the future.
Thank you for your support. We appreciate it.
Thank you. So I'm Terry Rowe, Chandler City Councilman. Thank you so much for watching Chandler in Focus. Have a great day.